You are exactly where you need to be. My coffee cup inspired me this morning, and it made me just realize that so often, like I travel around, I'm home right now. Our primary residence is in Alaska, but we've been traveling for the last several months. We've gone all kinds of places, beautiful places. And in each one, I always spent time with somebody who I know, like I was meant to be there for that day, to love them, to encourage them, to support them. Whether it be my children, my grandchildren, my mother, my dad, friends I've had across the nation, total strangers, because I'm that person that, total strangers kind of tell me their life. And so I just want to encourage you, you're exactly where you need to be. Look around, see what your plan should be for the day. Maybe you're to show kindness to somebody who hasn't had it in a while. Maybe you're to support somebody in a way that they really need. Maybe they feel alone. Maybe they feel isolated. Maybe you're that person. Pull yourself outside of what you think that you are capable of offering and just realize that you're exactly where you need to be today. So be that. Don't feel like, oh, I got to get across that. I've got to do this. This is my next steps. These are the different things that I'm going to do. Because so often we forget to kind of look internally and make sure that we are aware that the universe understands us, that God has a plan, that it is okay that you're not at that next step. And it's, it can be really exciting. When I go to the grocery store, I'm totally open to the possibility that, I might meet somebody and, they may tell me things about themselves and I may have an opportunity to love them, to hug them, to support them, to encourage them, to maybe impart some wisdom. You never know. I do a lot of bringing those kinds of things home and really praying for those people a lot of times. People really face some extraordinary circumstances. And you very well could be the one that is in their life. You're the one that could have been placed into their day to encourage them. You don't know what you're encouraging them for. I have had total strangers encourage me at times that I felt the most defeated, the most really drawn out, the most empty. And a stranger will say something that sometimes I'll think, oh my gosh, they have no idea what they just said. They have no idea how it just really, truly blessed my heart. I have been at the very deepest of my depression. I have been at the highlight of something and somebody will say something and it'll bring me back to reality, to realize that just people in general are really hurting. People in general, they want you to celebrate. They want you to celebrate their lives with them. And I am all about that. And I think that is so exciting. But they also want you to lift them up during their defeat. They say it takes a village to raise a child. And I think that is true. I mean, I had so much input in my life from pastors, from teachers, from my friends' families, from, extended family, from my own brothers, from my parents, That is what helped me get through my life. But I think it also takes a village to love a community of people. Now, my husband and I normally live very remotely. And so a lot of times I don't have a lot of contact with people. So a lot of times one of the things that happens is that I can get really super isolated. But overall, I see people enough. I have tons of electronic and social networking kinds of contact with people. I still have opportunities around every corner to say, hey, I noticed you're not yourself today. And I just want to tell you that whatever it is you're walking through, I'm thinking about you and you've got this, whatever that is. And, I might not say it quite so cheesy, but if you do say it cheesy, that's okay too. Sometimes it's so much better to be cheesy and be authentic than to feel like you have to have all the answers, that you have to say it right. I don't think you have to say it right. I think that when you exude love and kindness, that is enough. that they know that my intentions and my heart are in the right place, that I'm not trying to make a spectacle of myself, that I'm not trying to, put myself on any kind of pedestal. I'm just being me. And me does recognize. I can see when I go through a grocery store, I can so see the hurt in people. I can see the celebration in people. I can see confusion in people. I can see heartbreak. I can see pain and loss. Part of that is just the gift that I have. But I think each one of us has something similar. When you look around and you stop being so short-minded, so narrow-minded, so short-sighted. Don't go to the grocery store just to pick up your butter. Look people in the eye. Let people feel like they have value. Let people know that people around them see them and encourage them and love them and support them and that they're not alone. Suicide happens to be one of those things that is like my biggest passion. Later on in the channel, I will tell some stories about some of my dearest friends who committed suicide. One of them committed suicide right in my driveway, in her vehicle. And you always second guess down the road and you think, God, could I have said something? Could I have done something? And I'm not sure we could have. You can prevent a lot of suicide, and then there are some that when they are that determined, there's maybe not something that you can do. But I want to think that I could try. I want to think that somebody who really feels discouraged and broken today is, if I give that word of encouragement, words of wisdom, words of kindness, that if there is going to be any prevention, if there is going to be any healing, that maybe I get to be a portion of that process. And it can be a really scary process. And I'm not going to say you succeed or fail. I think this is just part of being a human being, just part of just giving out your love and kindness freely and hoping that it lands on the right people. And I believe that you are exactly where you need to be. There are people in your life right now that you're touching and that you're reaching out to and that you're a part of their lives for a reason. They need you. They really require for that emptiness to be filled up. And so I feel like we've been surrounded by some people who need us to pour into their lives. And I feel very blessed and very honored that God places me in people's lives so that I can give back. And so I pray that you just look around today. Just look around, see what your thoughts are, see who's in your life that maybe you've overlooked, that maybe they need a lunch date. Maybe they need you to take them out and have a toddy. Maybe they're actually trying to overcome an addiction. So maybe you need to, do something that is separate of any kind of alcohol or drugs or any kind of partying or anything. Maybe they need that level of support. Maybe it's an addiction support or recovery support. Maybe it's heartbreak. Maybe it's grief. Maybe it's loss. Maybe it's insecurities. Maybe it's prevention of all kinds of devastating things that people will do to themselves and others. I just want to love you today. I want to love you and let you know that you are exactly where you need to be. Exactly. And that I'm really excited. I am so excited to see how God will use you today. How he's going to actually put into place the things that you, and I think making a difference is huge. We're put on this earth for a reason. So I just encourage you, look around. You're important. You're valuable. You're enough. What you have inside of you is enough to give. And sometimes giving when you feel the emptiest is sometimes the very best medicine that you can give yourself. And that's one of the things I do for myself all the time. When I feel the very lowest, I give of myself. I try to pull up what's deep in there and let it bubble. And it is amazing the healing that will come with that. Meditate today. Love yourself today. You're exactly where you need to be.